Technology has allowed students to be in school during the COVID-19 pandemic. And as we get ready for a new semester, there are some things that parents should be thinking about right now. Here to talk about that with us is Alexandra Reeve Givens. She is the president and CEO of the Center for Democracy and Technology. Thank you so much for making time this morning.
Thanks for having me.
So technology really has been the shining star of the last year for a lot of people, including inside classrooms. What has it really exposed over that time? Because we're learning a lot about it.
I think first and foremost is just the importance of families being able to get connected in the first place. At the beginning of the pandemic, 1 in 3 students across this country lacked either adequate access to the internet or to a device to support at-home learning. It's a problem we call the digital divide, and it's really, really important. You've probably seen those photos of kids sitting in restaurant parking lots so they can take advantage of the free Wi-Fi to do their homework. That's a huge problem and something that we really do need to address.
So what are some of the first steps that we can take or things that people have been doing for the last months to try to help bridge that gap?
Luckily, a lot of school districts mobilized quickly, and there were donations from companies as well as allocation of emergency funding. So there have been school voucher programs, schools have been handing out hotspots to families to help them get online. And then recently, very fortunately, Congress finally acted to allocate $7 billion in the last COVID relief package to support low-income families and make sure they get connected. That's a great step. There's more to do. And now the question is, how do we make sure that students are protecting their privacy and security when they're using these tools?
Absolutely. We are definitely online a lot more. So what do you think parents need to keep in mind? They have children who are in school doing virtual learning. What should they be thinking about right now? And what can they do to help prevent some of that threats?
Yeah, when you think about it, right, every action that we do online, whether it's your search history or the videos that you're looking through, all of that leaves these digital breadcrumbs of information about you that companies can use to target advertising and target information. Then when you think about the online classroom, our kids, have video and audio that's being recorded. I'm a mom, so I know this issue firsthand, and it's hard to keep track and hard to trust ourselves as people that can dig into privacy policies. So one of the things that my organization has done is spent a lot of time with school officials, providing resources for teachers about the type of questions they can be asking. And I really think that that's a critical intervention point, because at the district level, schools can be making much smarter choices about the tools that they're using for their students and the guidance that they're giving to families as well, so we don't feel like we have to go it alone.
And there are two key parts to this that we're talking about. One is advancing digital equity, and the other is making sure that we're protecting privacy at the same time. How do we balance both of those the best that we can, as parents who are watching this at home?
It's a great question, and we're seeing this play out even in some of the distribution programs where people are trying to give out free internet connections. Our research team was talking to one school official who said that he had actually in his district set up families so that they could apply for free broadband access at home. And a whole bunch of families weren't signing up for it, right? Which raises this question of why. It turns out they were either didn't trust the cable company, they were worried about what would happen with their information. If families had undocumented individuals, they were worried. And so what that school official did, in an innovative way, was distribute Wi-Fi hotspots instead that didn't require people to register for something permanently connected to their home. The lesson for me in that is that we have to be creative here, and we have to meet families where they are, depending on their individual needs.
And this is something that's really been built out of necessity, but it can also be a learning tool for students. This is how they're connecting to school, but it's also something that they can learn about for the future.
I've been thinking a lot about that with my own family. They're learning executive functioning, right? How to be good online citizens, which obviously is going to stick with them for the rest of their lives. So I think this is a great opportunity for families to be talking to their kids about their online presence, about how they are careful with their information. Even though this device feels intimate, it's in your home, it's in your hand, you're connecting to the wider world. In the same way that we talk about stranger danger, we need to talk about online strangers as well, and have kids be careful and be thoughtful as they put themselves out there.
And if people are watching this and they want some more information to read up a little bit about it more, where would you send them?
So our organization is the Center for Democracy and Technology. We have a whole project on student privacy, and you can read about it at cdt.org.
All right, and we will be sure to link to that on our website by early this afternoon. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.